Weddings are joyful and romantic celebrations. In the United States, there are millions of weddings each year, and the wedding industry is worth billions of dollars. From magazines to Pinterest boards and wedding planners, there are a lot of details that go into making the wedding day perfect. In a Catholic wedding, not only are we celebrating the love that this couple shares, but we are also recognizing the sacred covenant that is being formed between husband and wife. Marriage is a sacrament which expresses a greater reality, the love that Christ has for his bride, the church. In Lesson 17 of the Way of Christ, we are discussing the Sacrament of Holy Matrimony. Now remember that each sacrament has something called form and matter. In Holy Matrimony, the form is the exchange of vows, and the matter of the sacrament is the man and woman who are free to marry. It is also important to know that the spouses are the ministers of the sacrament and not the priest or deacon. The Catechism says that the spouses, as ministers of Christ's grace, mutually confer upon each other the sacrament of matrimony by expressing their consent before the church. Holy matrimony is more than a civil contract between two people. A sacramental marriage is a covenant, an indissoluble union between spouses, meaning it cannot be dissolved or broken. Marriage is a reflection of the way that Christ loves his bride, a love that is free, total, faithful, and fruitful. The husband and wife freely enter into this union, giving themselves totally to one another, promising to be faithful until death, and are open to life-giving love. Imagine if Christ had come and said, "I will do everything except die for them." Or if he had said, "I will love them, but only if they are perfect." That sounds terrible, right? The Crucifix tells us that Christ gave everything to his bride. He held nothing back, and he does not place limits on his love. In the Sacrament of Holy Matrimony, spouses are called to witness this incredible love of God to the world. We see this reflected throughout the celebration of the sacrament, particularly in the questions before consent and the exchange of vows. During the wedding, the priest or deacon will ask the couple 3 important questions. First, have you come here to enter into marriage without coercion, freely and wholeheartedly? They each say, "I have." Second, are you prepared as you follow the path of marriage to love and honor each other for as long as you both shall live? They each say, "I am." And finally, are you prepared to accept children lovingly from God and to bring them up according to the law of Christ and his church? And they each respond, "I am." Notice that their responses to these questions are not maybe or sometimes. For this to be a valid union, they must sincerely say yes to all of these questions. Again, this reflects the love that Christ has for his bride. After those 3 questions, the priest or deacon invites the couple to join hands and declare their consent. One version of the vows says, "I take you to be my husband. I promise to be faithful to you in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, to love you and honor you all the days of my life." The vows do not say, "I promise to be faithful in good times and only when you make me happy." The man and woman are giving all of themselves to one another for the rest of their lives. The relationship of the spouses is a sacramental sign of God's love, and they are also called to help one another and their family to grow in holiness and become saints. The truth is, marriage is a call to embrace the cross. It will not be easy, but they are not doing this alone. Marriage is a sacrament, which means that the husband and wife will receive the grace that they need to live this out.
I'm Bishop Joseph Strickland. Thank you so much for viewing this episode of The Way of Christ. It is an excellent resource for growing in your Catholic faith, for deepening your life in Jesus Christ. You can purchase your own copy of The Way of Christ at stphilipinstitute.org/store. God bless you, and let us continue to grow in His light.